Hey guys, good evening. This is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. If you will take a minute to read this legal notice, it basically says trading futures can cause you to lose all your money, and they require me to put it up there, so there it is. You can lose all your money day trading futures. Please be careful, please understand the risk, and please have a trading plan. I suggest you practice a lot before you trade with your own money. It's a very challenging game, but the TP algos sure give you a chance to improve. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn off all the other algos before I do this. Let me save it like this. File, save as, and this is primarily for the team members. So guys, let's just save this as vid 723. Save. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 15 tick. But first, before I do that, let's go turn off all the other algos so we can isolate on these arrows. So F6, and I'm going to turn off everything we do not need. So I'm going to turn this off, this off, this off, this off. Let's see, this off, and this off. And this off, and it should leave us with a pretty naked chart. Okay, there you go. Arrows only. Let me erase the lines. These are support and resistance lines. Like this was, it's now Tuesday night, so this was Monday's high. This was Globex high coming into Monday. This was a prior day's resistance area, and this was a 30-minute high. Just so you know what these are, I'm going to leave them up there because I don't want to erase everything. And so, guys, first of all, the way you get these on there, okay, so if you'll come over here, so I'm going to remove this. Where did I put this? Where did I put this? I know I stuck this somewhere in here. I didn't think about where I plugged it in. Let's see. Well, I don't know where I hit it, but I know that I have it in here. 1 second. Sorry for the delay. Ask volume bar, green, red, 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 green, E, selling bar, buying bar, triangle down. Okay, I'm a little bit tired. I know it's in here. I don't know exactly where I hid it in here, but it is in here and clearly not being hidden. So this is what you do. Go to add custom study. I'm not going to remove it now. Add custom study. So this is improved, right? There's two versions of this. There's DS3 and DS4. You want to hide DS3. The volatility's gone up too much. It's giving too many signals. And you want to use DS4, okay? Hide DS3, right? And add DS4. I know they both say DS3, but look, if you look over here, it'll say DS3 versus DS4, and that's that, okay? So we're going to use that, and we're going to hit OK. So I'm just going to go through the day on this and show you how I would use this. Okay, let's see. Let's get rid of this over to the other screen, and here we go. So the easiest way to use this, right, is to look on the edges of the as always, you have to be able to kind of pick out a direction in which you think the market's going to trade, okay? But I would use the edges to trade back into the channel, and what I'm looking for first is for this to get stuffed, right? So here's a good question, right? So see how this gets stuffed? Why wouldn't I go long here? Well, easy. I've already made a move from 19,931 all the way up to 2016. Like, I'm not going to keep pounding that. So the way I'm going to look for these is for turns and contra trades. Okay, so on trend day up, this will probably have difficulty. On straight trend day down, this will probably have difficulty. And that's part of the job of both us working in the room and figuring out which direction this thing's going to trade in, right? So today was nice because it was a balanced day. So this is 1, 2. So I want to make sure this is big enough for y'all to see it. Okay. We'll widen it out, make it nice and fat. And this is a 15 tick chart. It's relatively fast. This is going right out of the gate. Right? I'm not going to worry about anything that sets up inside the channels. Okay? Nothing, nothing, nothing. 3. Checking for stops as well. Stop right there. So 3 wins, 1 stop so far. No shorts through here so far. Let's see if we get clocked on any of this. 5. So that's 4 out of 5 on the winners outside the channel. See if any of this stopped. No, 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 no. For a channel, that's 5 out of 6. 7. 6 out of 7. This is on the edge here. I'd actually count this as a stop, so let's just do that because it was on the edge. So that's 6 out of 8. And day's over. Okay, so that's the one of the primary ways I'll be looking to trade this chart. Okay, the other way I'll be looking to trade this chart is actually pretty fun, and that is, so this is that's the primary or the ideal way to trade the chart. But the other way to trade it is if and we had some examples this morning, so I'm going to pull them up. Okay, so while it didn't work out here, if you get this over here, if this gets well, that's not right. It's got to be up channel. This. Okay, see how this gets stuffed over here? Like this for a short. If you close above that, you're usually going to rally. Let's go look. It's a big stretch to get to it, but just like that. Like that's pretty damn common a response, right? Let's see if I can find another example of that. Like, see this on top where they're trying to get the continuation, arrow down stuffed, arrow down stuffed. You get below that and you're going to fall away. Same thing here, right? And you do have to determine how far away. Like, you don't want to short at the bottom of a channel. But again, here, the way I use it, so I know I'm starting to draw lines here, so let's go to this. So the way I'd use it is I'd go just like I try to use all my other algos, right? When I get above that point, I'm going to expect an extension. I do not want to short on a close above that. I want it to get away. Now, once I get the inverse of that, right, I'm pretty good shorting right there for it to fall away, right? And I want to give you a couple of days looks on this. So let me see if I can go back to yesterday real quick. Here's Monday in the morning. Monday was very fast, so I'm just going to go to 9:30. And the reason why is it did work. Like, I can point out the algo to you and go, see, it worked here. And let's see where else. There's a couple of trades. This is a stop. This is a good example of where you came in for a stop. You know it should have lifted. And if they close above this level, they are going to rock it. Also, you'll see this arrow down got stuffed. You close above this guy. Right, this should have gone higher. It got stuffed. It went to the downside. So when they come back up against that, it creates just these giant squeezes. Let me see if I can go through a few more examples. Again, this was all pretty fast. We actually had a hard time just getting down to the bottom of the channel. And I want it to not produce, signals when it is too fast. So here at 10 o'clock, this would really be one of the first places at the outside of the channel. It produced a trade. Here again, 10:04. This is right before Kamala Harris is speaking. You can see the arrow up and that big release. I'll talk about this in the room, the release at the higher low for the push up and the release at the lower high. So this and this. So when I'm starting off training someone, obviously the easy answer for me is go to the outside of the channel because it has a huge win rate. But inside the channel, if you can tell which way it's going, these provide very nice counter trades. You'll see there's fewer arrows on this algo. So like here, this is an example of stop, re-entry, right? They don't all work, obviously, or it would be magical instead of good. So that, again, at a higher low, I really like it. You'll have more stops, but the extensions can be really huge off of that. This is a stop, pure and simple. You actually don't even get a second shot at it. This is 11:30. I'm trying to see if there's any stops up in here. That was a long. Not outside the channel, so no. And this was a stop, and this was a stop. That's the last 10 minutes of the day, right? So not many people trade that. Normally I wouldn't trade that. So now I want to go show you the 24 with the same algo on it. So this is the 24. You'll see, let's make sure. Hold on a second. I don't think I've modified this yet. I have not. There we go. So that's the new algo right there, the DS3. Hit OK. And I'm going to go through today's chart, and then I'll go through yesterday's. Okay, so not as many trades here. This will be much quicker. And I haven't turned everything off here, so I will, so we can isolate on it. Or most everything. Let's see. There we go. So I'm left with the pink dots. I'm not going to worry about those right now. I'll go hunt and take them out. So here's Tuesday morning. This is the 24 tick. Stops are a little bit bigger, as you know. But as you can see, this is 8:30. Bell rings. First trade's right here. This retraced here. Let me make this really big so you can see it. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, if you'd like to join the room, have any questions, it does cost money. Wrong thing. Actually, this should be wrong thing, wrong thing. Okay, well, you can reach me at Trade and Perform at gmail.com, TRADEN, gmail.com. I am offering for limited times. I don't know how it's going to work out, and I don't want to get overwhelmed with a number of new members. $100 for the first month, and then $300 a month after that, $299. And that way you get a month to try it out. Make sure you like it. And if you don't, you just cancel it. Subscriptions through PayPal. I don't take anyone's credit card. I do not care. I do not want to have a conversation about expense of the algo. If the algo is not worth it to you, just move along. I'm good with that. I have zero problem with it. So I'm not in the marketing business. So 1, 2, this is inside the channel. You just have to decide if you want to take that risk or not, right? Again, unless you thought it was going to break out, this is a pretty hard trade to take. 3, this is at the 4th channel. That's 3 for 3 so far. 4 for 4. That's 938. Today was a balanced day. They're going to work better. 4 for 5. That's a stop. 5 for 6. Not outside. This is at the close. No one would have taken it. So, and then let's just go do Monday really quick. Oh, this has more days on it. Oops. It's okay, we'll just leave it as is. I'm tired, and I think I've made my point. So let's go through here. The market was really fast, right? So again, I'm not shorting at the bottom, all that good stuff. If I go through here, I had a stop here at 903, right? That would have been a stop. Well, actually, I take it back. It went up 2 bars. That'd have been scaled and stopped. So I take it back. One, two, 1016 paid. Stop. So I think we're two for four, right? This paid 3 for 4, 3 for 5. Excuse me. And that was that. Pretty quiet day, actually. Oh, there we go. 4 for 6. Um, and then there's other trades in there, and I'll cover them in the room in the morning. This works nicely overnight in the European Union. I've got a gentleman I've been talking to down in Australia, and this does work very nicely overnight. Here I can show you. Not the 24 tick, but the 15 tick does. So this would be overnight last night. Let's go look. So let's just pick it up from like London Open, which is right in this ballpark right here. So what you would have ended up with would have been one, and that's it. It just didn't give you a lot last night. It was one. And actually, if we look at it accurately, so this concept's important. I'll take it back. It would have been a stop here because London opened. So this would have been a stop, right? So important. If you get this stuffed like this and you close back above, it's very likely it's going to lift and act as support both ways. There's obviously other trades here. Let's go look at Monday night. Like the nature of it overnight's a little bit different. So let's just pick off the easy stuff. 2 a.m.'s the open. Let's see. See, I would have used this for a potential short there. If it had gotten underneath this with that red bar stuffed. And then you see the same thing on the top. See how this is a valid short right here? But if they close above it, and there's other trades within there, but if they close above it, that thing's going to go most of the time. And then you got your the other thing you'll notice as you're going through this here, I'll see if I show you. That's already 8:30. I'd have been well done. So Monday night was a little bit slow because we went trend up, but hold on one sec. So see this right here where this went up and down and stuffed? That should have been a good short. See that? So when you close above it, off it lifts, and there's a couple of examples of that. Let me see if I can find it. And you would have had an example right here just coming out of Asia, right? That stuff right there in the bottom. And let me tell you, trading this in European session, it can be really slow or really great. If there's a lot of news in Europe, it'll move. This is a Monday night, right? So if you take this back into Friday night, you should get some good trades in here. Let's see. So that's your short, 3:51 a.m. You have to have a lot of patience to make it work. And then here you are at 7 a.m. It's already like, if you're trading Europe, that's been a long, long session. The other thing that if I was working Europe, and if you don't trade Europe, you just drop off the call from here, right? The other thing that I would do is, see when you get this right here, this should have been a reversal, right? See that? So it closed below, technically triggering a short. But if you can get back above it, that's like an insta lift right there. So Ideally, the way you would have worked that is you would have had a trade here, and then you would have gotten this stuffed, and you would have gotten the trade here. And then see this? See how this got stuffed, triggering a short right there? The close above that is long. So as you play with it in that European session, it's been a long time since I've traded Europe, like a really long time. The other thing you're going to see is that these really fire off momentum moves with other algos and other combos that I don't have time to cover here. Anyways, I took a second to cover that. Europe can hit or miss. I will be working on getting this onto the FTSE for the, wow, I'm so tired I can't even think of it, but there's an index that trades great. The DAX trades great overnight, and this would really work well with the DAX. I've got to fine tune it for it. So that'll take me a little bit of time, but that's coming too. And anyways, that's it. I'm looking forward to making a lot of money. This is an improvement on what we have, guys. So while the VIX is higher, I highly recommend you switch over to this version, the DS4, on this versus the prior version. These red arrows are very, very, very good. So anyways, that's my 2 cents. The other way to use it, I know what I wanted to say. I apologize. See, as you're coming down, if you get the last arrow down, like this, sorry, let's say this is 3 in the morning, right? If I can get the arrow up above the arrow down, I would expect to go higher. So like, see this here? Arrow up, arrow down below it, falls away. Arrow down, arrow up above it, pushes away. Arrow up, gets stuffed. We already know that's going to go down. Arrow here, arrow long. Sorry, my brain went to sleep for a second. So that's the other way I would use it during Europe. Let's go do that on the overnight on Monday and Tuesday really quick. So this is Monday. Here's London. So, and the key is the same as all the other algos. Control your risk. So here you'll see this is 2 a.m. London open. So here's the last arrow down. Here's the next arrow up. It took 2 knocks at the door. If you put a 10-point stop on that should have survived right there. $200 of risk for a beautiful lift. Again, you'll see that pattern, arrow down, arrow up above it. And that was 8:30 in the morning. So it would add to your ability to grab trades. And then let's see if Tuesday night was any better. Here's Tuesday. There's London open. So again, you'll see the same thing. Arrow down, arrow up, arrow down. You didn't get the signal over here, unfortunately. It just didn't give it to you. But when you get behind these arrows with an arrow up, you get a lift. So you'd have a trade there. Trade there. You can see when it just breaks that arrow up. A lot of times it'll lead to the downside. And then same thing here. This is your last arrow down, arrow up. I mean, you don't need 10, 15 points. It's $200, $300, right? Arrow down, arrow up, push, arrow up, arrow down. That's a good example where you would have gotten stopped. It got stuffed and reversed. You should immediately reverse on those when they give them to you. Arrow down, arrow up. They got stuffed. Oh, that's 8:50 in the morning. You wouldn't be using this anyways. And then this evening, I even took a few dollars out of this thing tonight. So this was untradeable. I was watching it. Oh, this is 24 tick. Let's go to 15. My bad. I was doing the 24. I should have been doing the 15. Apologies. But tonight I would have done here. Had this short. So I was prepping this short. I thought I had a long in here somewhere. I think I took this, but I can't sort it up. I definitely grabbed these off the edge. So anyways, that's my 2 cents. Guys, let's have a great day tomorrow. This is a big improvement. It's on there, DS4, and it's already been distributed. Have a great night, and let's go make some money tomorrow. Thank y'all for joining me.